Hello again, book lovers. This is a little curio by Gibson called The Erotomaniac. And it's one of those books that I picked up on my way out of a charity bookshop thinking, go on then, let's have a look. I'm not actually going to recommend this book because to me the subject matter is a little flimsy. The Erotomaniac in question is Henry Spencer Ashby of Faversham, who in his day was a successful Victorian businessman with a secret life. In fact, the authorship of the text, A Secret Life, takes up the last third of the book in a little piece of literary sleuthing, which I'd like to say is all very interesting, but although it's well done, and possibly proves the case that Ashby was the author of A Secret Life, it's not a particularly remarkable text, except for the fact that it was transgressive back in the day. Two strands here. One I kind of agree with. Mr. Ashby's saying, oh, the Victorian era were all so stuck up, we really should be more sexually liberated. I think there's something to that. So he pops over to Brussels. Big traveller, by the way. He goes all over Europe and other places as well, and compiles his notes and publishes them. He loves reading and he loves categorising, indexing. And that's what led him to compile some erotic texts under the name of Pisanus Fraxi. This being wordplay on Ashby in Latin, jumbling the letters up, gives us Pisanus Fraxi. Any 13-year-old schoolboy listening to this would say, haha, it says piss anus. Yes, it does. It's all part of the plan. Anyway, that's the first strand. The first strand is the backlash to the repressive sexuality. The other strand is, and here I find myself thinking, am I a prude or just normal? The perversions and gross behaviours of the people in this underworld, which was at that time focused on Brussels, by the way, because they could get away with printing the stuff. I found a lot of it very distasteful. And I know we live in a world where you can get distasteful pornography just by clicking, but there were some parts of this where I was actually almost shuddering. There's the typical male abuser idea that women actually enjoy being abused. There's a heck of a lot of female psychology which has no basis in fact at all. And there are even mistakes about female physiology. Some of the madames of the brothels obviously achieved some power and status, but this would be a great book for feminists to uphold the idea of the toxic male and patriarchy. It's an idea I don't buy into, but this book shows us that there are hidden corners of the male psyche which really should be kept under wraps. So there wasn't enough biography in the biographical part, and there wasn't enough interest in the literary investigations part at the end. However, despite being a little bit overwritten because I think of the thinness of the material, I don't think I'm giving up on Ian Gibson. As it turns out, he lives in Spain and has written biographies of Dali and Lorca. I've got a feeling there might be more to my taste.